I'm Judith Baenen. I'm from the States and I'm visiting New Zealand to talk with teachers about middle school kids, which we call in the United States, or really the intermediate grades. We're talking about children between the ages of 10 and 15. And the reason I'm here is that we know, and the teachers know, and certainly you parents know, that the ages between 10 and 15 are some of the greatest changes that happen in a life. It's easy to tell you that the biggest change in anybody's life is between birth and 2. Everybody can see that. When you think about a newborn baby and how helpless a baby is. And then think about a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds can walk, talk, they can put on their own clothes, they can trash the house in 30 seconds. The kinds of things a 2-year-old can do, amazing compared to a newborn. The biggest change in anybody's life is between birth and 2. But the second biggest change in anybody's life is between the ages of 10 and 15. Everything that goes on with these kids has changed. Their whole life has changed. If you begin to think about it, there's no aspect of their life that's an important aspect that isn't changed. So what are the things that parents and teachers see all the time that are going on with these kids? Well, first of all, they change physically. That's easy to see. You know, their bodies are growing, their hormones become active. And unfortunately, the change doesn't happen the same way with all kids, so that you might look at a grade, you know, where you might have children who are all age 11 or all age 12 or even all age 13, but they're all different sizes. Some of the girls are quite developed, some of the boys are quite tall, others are small, and they just haven't moved along with their growth yet. So there's plenty of change and plenty of physical change, but it's not happening the same way to everybody at the same time. So you have all different sizes, and even in the same age group. Those physical changes also make them quite active. They have plenty of energy. They're always moving or fiddling with something. And on the other hand, they become very lethargic, you know, especially when you want them to take the trash out or do their homework. They become lethargic and don't want to do anything. That's all part of it. They're also hungry a lot of the time. They need movement. So in schools, we encourage teachers to provide in the classroom lots of opportunities for kids to move. Maybe an opportunity for a snack break every now and again. Another thing we know about kids and that teachers often don't see is that they have trouble sleeping at night. Their minds are whirling. They can't seem to turn that mind off. And because they have trouble sleeping, it's hard for them to get a good night's rest, and so sometimes they're tired when they come to school. All of these are just some of the physical changes going on with kids at this age. But not only is their body changing, and we can see that, but their minds are changing too. This is a time of the end of the tremendous growth, the brain growth that's taken place. And about the age of 10 and 11, there's a huge spurt in brain growth. And then it begins to level off as this period of young adolescence starts. So their intellectual abilities seem to be changing. Students who thought they could learn things suddenly feel that they can't learn things. Studying becomes harder. They're not yet ready to do abstract thinking, and so they're still very concrete. And so they say silly things. They're thinking in a concrete way, but often what we offer them in school is abstract. So we need to figure out how to make the abstract concrete. Again, the more they can move, the more they can experience, those are the better opportunities for them because they are concrete thinkers. At the same time, their frontal lobes aren't yet fully developed. This means that they have a lot of trouble making decisions, and they can't plan ahead. Well, this is hard when you're expecting a student to set goals for himself or herself, or to remember what you told them to do or not to do. They can't remember from time to time, so there's a lot of forgetting. There's a lot of helping them remember. This is just part of the age. This isn't laziness. It's not lack of motivation. It's what's going on with them and what's going on with their brains. And then finally, the biggest change that we see in students at this age is the changes that they undergo in their relationships with other people. Whereas family was the most important thing in their lives up until now, friends become first. Friends are the most important thing. Peer pressure becomes an issue. And so they want to be with their friends, and they want to do what their friends are doing, and at the same time they want to be individuals. They want friends, but they don't know how to be friendly. They want to be part of the crowd, but they kind of really also want to be an individual. So it's a very challenging time. They want to break away from their parents and become more independent, but they're not ready yet. They're not teenagers. It's not really time for them to be independent. So all of these changes going on makes education a challenge. We have to make our classrooms energetic, engaging. We have to give kids opportunities for movement, to experience things, and to be with their friends. It's a wonderful time, though, because these kids can be fun, they can be funny, they can learn things, they can play complicated musical instruments, they do art that's museum-worthy. They're well worth teaching and hanging in with them, because you know what? They're the nicest kids.